I'm sure that you had your own reaction when Trump announced that he was going to be arrested. Maybe you were incredulous. You didn't believe that it was actually going to happen. I felt similarly. But I loved just absorbing people's disparate reactions. So some were very happy. Here's one. She seems biased, I think. But Stormy Daniels responded to someone. I think they were like declaring that she was like living in Trump's head rent free or something, which like that's ridiculous considering how much he talks about her. But anyway, says I only respond when he posts about me or talks about me on TV, and only a fraction of that. He probably watches my movies on repeat, which may be why he has so many typos. Slippery fingers from Lube and KFC. That is a multifaceted burn on him. But you get to take the victory lap this week. She's been through a lot legally. It's been complex, Michael Avenatti and all that stuff. But if there's even like the beginnings of justice, it must feel good for her. So yes. I don't begrudge her that. Elon Musk, I want to focus on what he said because this is a very common response. He says, if this happens, Trump will be reelected in a landslide victory. And I get why people would take that seriously because he's a genius. He's a total genius. He never gets anything wrong, i.e. COVID or Twitter or anything like that. So Francesca, I just want to briefly talk about this because I know that that's what like every Republican is saying, and I'll include Elon Musk in that. Can I just say that I think that that's stupid? I'm not saying that it's wrong necessarily. Lots of bad stuff happens in America, but simply declaring that, it'll fire up his base. That seems sharp. But let me ask a follow-up question. Is there any base already more devoted to a politician than Donald Trump's base? Is there any base less needing a reason to be fired up? Or also possibly immune to being fired up even more so because they're told twice an hour that the storm is coming and all the people are gonna be rounded up and the deep state's coming for him and he's standing next to a line and he's about to get on a helicopter and they're not coming for him, they're coming for you, but he's in the way. Like this is the 1,000th iteration of this. They already love Donald Trump. They already believe all of his conspiracy theories. To get a landslide victory, you can't just have his base. You need to win over normal people who haven't supported him.
Yes.
Like slavishly for years and years and years. And I haven't seen anyone explain why this would accomplish that.
No, and it's a really good point. And also what I think this will do is only for his base further radicalize them, right? They are armed and they are insane. And so people need to be careful in the coming weeks. If we're talking about, like that's what's actually going to happen is there will be violence, I believe, not necessarily on the level of January 6th, but maybe individual folks. That is going to happen. There will be new threats and more threats because that's what this president, former president, does. But on the political side, you're absolutely right. There are people who are sick of the drama. They do not want the drama. They love Donald Trump, but they're tired of the drama. And they didn't really sign up to defend him on these grounds. Now, I know a lot of people are like, it's the same thing, tomato, tomato, whether it was the Georgia stuff or whether it's the Stormy Daniels stuff. I don't think so. I don't think that especially the documents and the Stormy Daniels hush money, that's not something that all of his followers and voters necessarily signed up for. So too much drama, too much heat on him. He's not like with it or relevant enough even for them to defend. And it's like, and also he's a loser. He lost in 2020 and deep down they know that.
So my initial reaction, which I'm not immediately gonna tweet out, the sort of thing that gets Elon Musk in so much trouble would be that if this will lead to a landslide victory by firing up his base, that seems irrelevant to the general election, but maybe could be relevant to the primary, in which case this could be really good news for Trump right now and bad news for DeSantis. But you also laid out how a lot of Republicans might be sick of this. So could this also backfire inside of the primary? Like we're gonna get to what DeSantis has actually said in a bit, but how do you think this politically affects the primary?
I mean, I think that's exactly what we've all been talking about, right? Is when DeSantis is gonna come out swinging, when he's gonna actually stake a claim that is separate from Trump. And he's unwilling to do that. So Trump, the team is trying to bait DeSantis into, hey, your silence is speaking volumes. What the hell? Why don't you stand up for the guy who you owe effectively a lot of your fame to, a similar political movement, and DeSantis isn't saying anything. And so this is a moment, it's very pivotal. Are they gonna stand with Trump, or are they gonna let him flail and rightfully bring up, hey buddy, I'm not the dude who paid off a porn star that you know of, And so I think that's where it is going to impact the politics. The general, no.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Well, yeah.
We want our half dead guy. We want the guy who doesn't know he's alive.
Yeah, exactly. Who just eats, sleeps, and whatever.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.